Oh, golly, that's my tweet again.
I don't know. Are we live? I'm not on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. I don't see it.
Oh, all right. I'm there. It's waiting.
But I don't think
The
I
old
put. I don't think.
Grognard
I think I
Lounge.
forgot to put the. I accidentally did not put the thumbnail in. But that's okay. I don't care. We're going. We're here. We're done. We're rocking and rolling.
Woo!
And hopefully,
Oh, golly,
yes.
that's my tweet again.
Yes. And so, welcome everybody. It's Plausible Deniability. It's Thursday. We are back. I am Michael Cross.
Johnny.
I'm Brook.
There you go.
And we're not dead yet. Woo!
2023, baby. 2023. I'm excited about 2023, but it doesn't sound as good as 2022. 2022 just felt good. It was like 2022. You know, not as good as 2020 was supposed to be. I was all excited about 2020. What a great year.
Oh, we had the things like, we had the Barbara Walters memes. This is, or maybe it was Hugh Downs. This is 2020.
Well, I also thought, what a great year for Dungeons and Dragons 2020. D20s. It's, two 20s, two natural 20s. It was perfect.
There are shirts like that.
And then the world blew up.
And the world blew up.
Let me stop you for just a second, Michael.
What's that?
We're not on.
I'm watching this right now.
I've been refreshing, and we're not on. And Andrew just said, always fashionably late.
I'm watching it right now.
Are you on Twitch or YouTube?
There are shirts like that.
And then the world blew up. I'm on YouTube.
So am I. Let me stop you for just a second, Michael.
Same here.
I can't. Can you see us, Brooke?
I'm looking at us live right now.
Refreshing on a website in your browser. Always fashionably late.
No, on YouTube, the actual YouTube.
Are you on Twitch or YouTube?
On the Red Dirt D&D YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
Interesting. Can you see the chat?
Connor Stoll says I'm on mobile. I'm looking. Curtis.
That's weird.
That's weird because I don't have that. I don't have Curtis.
Curtis says we're on YouTube.
I have Andrew saying ha 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 the OGL. Hal saying he he he. I laughed. Hal says the rule of Grognard Club. Andrew says you always fashionably late.
Yeah, we're here. I mean, I'm looking at us. We're live. So all of this conversation is actually being played live.
Hal says he can't see us.
Mobile folks, yes. Laptop folks, no.
What are you looking at, Michael?
The Red Dirt D&D YouTube page. Andrew Sheffy says refresh it.
What is he saying?
You refresh it. Yeah. So weird.
I don't know because I'm watching it. I'm over here. And there's apparently a replay.
Oh wow, I'm watching it too. I can see it on my phone.
Andrew Sheffy says refresh it.
How bizarre.
That is so weird.
We're on my
laptop.
phone.
Yeah. The mobile is there, and
I'm watching it. I'm watching it on the desktop. So no, I'm watching it on the desktop.
Yeah, Hal says all he can see is the Grognard splash screen. On mobile and on Apple TV, that's all Hal can see is the splash screen.
That's so weird.
Try going just to the Red Dirt D&D page. YouTube.com/C/RedDirtDD.
I just went to YouTube and because I'm subscribed, it popped up.
It should be right there, Red Dirt D&D.
Let me go to the Red Dirt D&D page.
Yep. Okay, so that worked. That worked. So
okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'll tell folks in the chat.
There we go. 2023. It has been a while. When was the last time we did Plausible? Was it November? I think because of sicknesses and scheduling.
Sickness, travel, school break.
Typical D&D. We can't schedule things. Everything gets kind of messed up.
Brooke, can you message Hal and tell him to try again or something? Because
I am doing that right now.
I believe in you.
I don't know, because it might be because I came in differently than I should have, but I don't know. But anyway, we're here.
Did you come in like a wrecking ball?
I came in like a wrecking ball. I came in like a wrecking ball. That was a great song and stupidest darn video ever.
I like all the other bands that have covered it though, like the metal versions.
It's a great song. It is a really powerful song. But then it's like, hey, let's have her naked on a wrecking ball. It's like, why?
Man.
Why?
What are you gonna do?
She's always trying to break that Hannah Montana,
Well, whatever.
thing. Got to push the envelope to prove I'm an adult. And
Yeah.
we've all done it, right? So
Yes, I remember when I was naked on a wrecking ball, and it was not a good thing.
but that was
I was
art.
18.
That
I
was
didn't,
for drama.
It was
That was in the theater.
It was a double dog dare, and I couldn't help myself. So, hey, how was your
Real
Christmas?
fast before we go,
What?
before we go any further, I have to respond to something in chat.
Okay,
Curtis, Bo Shutta.
Bo Shutta.
I missed it earlier in the fiasco. I always Bo Shutta back. So there we are.
There you go.
As you were. Carry on.
How was everyone's Christmas?
It was good. What geeky things did you get for Christmas, guys? And in the chat too.
This. I'm so excited about it.
I said
I got some other geeky stuff. Do I have it with me? I probably don't. I got a great my mother-in-law got me a really great DM screen that is just absolutely awesome. You guys will see it when I DM for Red Dirt D&D.
Oh, can't wait.
So excited
and that's
about that.
probably what as far as listeners go, that's what, like 6 weeks away, but it's coming.
Yes.
When you are the
Well,
guy.
we don't know when it's coming because
Okay, we don't know.
Kiri's still working on her story, and we don't know how long that's going to last. So
Yeah, take your time. She can take her time.
she can certainly take her time. I told her that. I said, just
Please
because
take your time.
I've got it all written. It's all ready to go, but I am so nervous about doing it, and I'm just it's really bad how nervous I am about this. But
I'll bring something to drink to help if you want, Michael.
I might need some. I might need a flask.
Okay.
I got a
I
really
know a
cool,
guy who
That's
has a couple
fantastic.
flasks.
I also got a really cool
That's
D&D hat
fantastic
too.
because for us it's going to end with, and you get XP, and you get XP, and you get XP. I love you guys so
Right.
much.
You know, I'll go up 2 levels. That's fine.
And we'll go up 2 levels. So Johnny, what'd you get? But you were showing it off. What'd you get? Look at that.
Woo.
Plausible.
I got a Plausible Deniability shirt from my wife. I got this excellent mug. The faded background thing, you can't see it, but I got this nice giant barrel mug that says Dungeon Master across it. And various other things
Yes.
of amazement.
And
That's
Brook,
very cool.
what did you
How-
get?
Oh, this is fun.
How thought you got a beard? Ooh.
Actually, Hal, this is kind of trimmed down from how crazy it got right around Thanksgiving. It was
At New
easy
Year's,
top level, but it was out there.
New Year's Eve, I thought I'm going to grow a beard, and I
And by saying beard in air quotes.
I did for 9 days. Like,
Yeah?
get this thing off my face.
Got pictures? That's why I can do a mustache.
It
Hurts, and I can do one. I had to do one for a play once.
I've grown them for theater. I've certainly done that, and that's fine. And a few years ago, what happens is about 3 or 4 years, I go, I should grow a beard, and then I remember how much I hate the stupid things, and then I shave it off. So this time it actually was I think the shortest time I've ever had one. 9 days. On January 9th.
See, that messes with my head canon just a little bit, because when you say, like grow a beard, I see you as one of those people that, because of your like half elven or quarter elven blood, that you can't do that.
That's right. I can't. So. That's why I'm clean shaven the entire time. I try to, and I'm like Tanis half elven, but it's red and it's silly, and now it's more like red and salt. It's paprika and salt. It's not an attractive look for me. So anyway, what did you get, Brook?
I got a couple of things. I got from Splinterverse Press. I got a Dragonlance Companion off of the DM's Guild. That's really cool. It's got it really grabs the Margaret Weiss, Tracy Hickman
That's cool.
Dragonlance flavor. I really like it. And then it has crunch in it too.
Did you play any Dragonlance in the first edition? Did you play a lot of the?
That is Dragonlance first edition was my intro into Advanced Dungeons
There was
and
a
Dragons.
lot of people. Yeah, it was.
Mine
all
was Greyhawk, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then instantly became Greyhawk too. In fact, some of my greatest friends today I met around those two tables. In fact, probably the affinity that I have sometimes to play female characters. Red Dirt folks haven't really seen it yet, but that might have been born from the fact that in the Dragonlance campaign, they needed someone for Tika, and there was the only opening. And
Nice.
I grabbed the chance. I was like, okay, sure, I'll be a barmaid girl. That'll be great, So
Right.
Tika's a fascinating character, and the fact that she goes from just being a barmaid to, by the end of the trilogy, she's a powerful woman. And and
Well, you know her last name ends up being, don't you?
Yeah,
of course.
Well, which upset me about the second trilogy, because then she kind of gets weak again because Caramon's basically a douchebag.
Yeah.
So you're the twins books, Michael?
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're shifting. How's your Dragonlance read along going?
Unfortunately, I had to take a little bit of a pause because I'm doing other things, but I'm about halfway through the first book.
Awesome.
And so, but yeah, it's really cool. So because
the other thing,
what is
the other thing I got though was this is from Pathfinder.
Mm-hmm.
It is Impossible Lands. In the Pathfinder world, there's a section that's basically kind of south of Egypt in the analog, right? It's in mid Africa of the analog of the world. But there is there's an area of the world in which there were two ancient wizards and a lich that battled it out, and it's called the Mana Wastes. And so basically it's like a dead zone of magic.
Ooh.
And it's known as the Impossible Lands.
Is that a setting book or an adventure book? Is that an adventure path or is that a setting?
This is a setting book, but they are just releasing now, or they maybe have already released the adventure path for it called Bloodlords. It's weird.
That's what's really cool about Paizo and Pathfinder is they will put out like for example, say if they put out Dragonlance, they would have put out a giant thick Kryn book, and then they would have put out a giant thick adventure book, and then also free downloadable player guides to prep players for the adventure, making suggestions on maybe you should be melee heavy or magic heavy. They do it for Pathfinder too. By the time it's all said and done, 3 or 4 books for this one theme have come out. And other than the core adventure book, they're all usable across all campaigns for all sorts of stuff. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a chance to play like damn fears and even like ghouls and stuff. So it's really weird but really cool.
That's our Saturday night group. Our Saturday night group is running. Aiden is running us through Ravenloft, or not through the. Ravenloft. Yeah. So we've got a damn fear in our group.
Cool.
He thinks he's going to be a god, so it's going to be interesting.
Hi, Dunick.
Hey, Dunick.
I'm glad you liked the splash screen so much that you just decided to stare at it for 14 minutes instead of watching this live. Wait.
Yeah, I think I messed. I'm sorry, guys. I think I really messed up in my loading it. So it's been a while since I've done it. So
I've never messed up a live stream.
Yeah. Because we have this D&D Trivial Pursuit game, I thought we would go ahead and ask some questions, and we can also, if we don't get them right off the bat, then we can also bring it out to our chat and see if anyone can get it. But I'm just pulling up a card. I have not read these, so these are completely new to me.
Alrighty,
we'll see what we got. And the first we're going to do magic and miscellany. The topic
magic and miscellany.
Is magic and miscellany. All
Good.
right.
I got Google ready.
Here we go. What are the 3 types of possible components used in spell casting, abbreviated as VSM?
Vitamins,
Gosh, that's an easy one.
vitamins, Slurpees, and meditation.
No.
Now, I've actually, because I know that
Everybody
people get it wrong a lot. In fact, actually, I was listening to one D&D podcast, and they were like, and they'd been around for like 4 years, and like, what does the V stand for again? I'm like, how do you not know this? Anyway, what does the V stand for?
It's obvious.
Are you verbally asking me that question?
I'm verbally asking you, what does the V stand for?
What could V stand for? Oh,
It's your vital signs. You got to have some health to be able to cast
It's your
magic.
vitality.
close, Dunic. Close.
There we go. Andrew got it right off the bat.
Pronounced verbal.
Andrew got it right off the
Yeah.
bat. Verbal, somatic, and material. Which is because that's the thing is because someone actually like V stood for visual, and I'm like, no, it's verbal. It'll say whether it's visual in the thing, but okay, verbal, somatic.
I like
and of
Hal's
course,
version.
I love.
Could you
S
tell
stands
me?
for semantic.
Yeah,
So you have verbal, semantic, and mumbling. Those are the 3 that are.
semantics, verbal, semantics, material.
Could you tell me what somatic stands for?
That is exactly what it is, because that's basically my problem. Is I cannot speak. If you put my hands underneath me and tied them, I wouldn't be able to speak. Because I'm always
It's
using
how
my
Doctor
hands.
Strange does all his magic.
That's
you gotta
right.
get that. You gotta
Right,
get that
or,
semantic component.
In the Magicians series, that's how they always
Oh,
do
they
their
do
magic.
it so well. I love
Oh,
that stuff in Magicians. That was so
Well, if you
cool.
go to a raid, you can find them wearing gloves that glow in the dark doing that, and that's
That is very
so I've
cool.
heard.
Yeah.
Next
That is
question.
one of the best
Okay.
things.
The next question is in history. The category is history. What Midwestern town was TSR, the original publisher of D&D, headquartered in?
Latoya.
No. That's the country. You gotta go Venturis.
It was
That's
in
where
Venturis.
it's at. Yes.
Let's see. We'll wait for a little bit of a pause, see if anybody gets it in the chat.
I know
And-
Something
I know
more
what it is.
Hey,
general
a
than
Shadowed Heart Productions. Hello.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it. I know what it is. I want to answer it.
Go
I
for
want to
it.
answer it. I know
Go
what
for
it is.
it. What is it?
Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
There you go. Lake Geneva.
That's it.
Lake
Also
Geneva,
home
I
of the
noticed
Wisconsin.
first-
I did wrong because I would have just said Geneva, and as soon as you went lake,
Yeah.
I was like,
It is
oh
Lake
yeah.
Geneva.
So
Yeah.
And it's also the home of the
Yeah.
first Gen Con, which was put on
was
for
indeed.
Dungeons and Dragons, and the Gen stands for Geneva.
Yeah.
And now
That's it.
Dungeons and Dragons doesn't go to Gen Con.
No.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Seems weird.
Although
Yeah.
you can play Dungeons and Dragons there because I have.
Oh yeah,
friends-
Baldman Games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have like the 3rd biggest room in the convention center, full of table. Actually, no, I haven't gone since COVID, but the last year I went, it was you're on the turf in Colt Stadium playing D&D.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dirt D&D has got to go to Gen Con.
We gotta go to Gen Con.
We've got to
We
go
gotta
to
go
Gen Con.
Gen Con
Yeah.
someday.
That's anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
The next one we've got is,
Is it
monsters.
Numenor?
The next category is it Numenor?
I'll give the real answer for this one. I won't give something corny as soon as you say it, I promise.
monsters.
In the monsters category, I'm going to give a shout out to the chat. Ruffles and Falcor. That's going to be my answer. Ruffles and Falcor. It's the monster.
Kenku, a type of feathered humanoid, are capable of flight. True or false?
Go chat.
I think I know this one. And what's throwing me off is there's also Tengu, and so I have to
Right,
think hard
yeah.
about that.
Yep.
So
And
Kenku,
technically, anything is capable of flight at a certain level with the right stuff.
with the right catapult, all
Actually,
things are.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of people who got it right. Connor, Ash,
that
Andrew,
was my
Ruffles and
default.
Falcor, all false. That's right. Kenku, but you're right. If you got the right catapult, anybody can fly.
Right.
That's right. It's just
It's just gravity,
you
man.
know,
Uh,
it's that propulsion thing at the end.
Yeah, the Kenku are wingless. All right. So in Dungeons and Adventures, the category Dungeons and
Mike?
Adventures.
Mike, hold on. Whoever in chat gets this one right will somehow get their presence known during one of the episodes where I'm sitting in the chair.
Oh.
Okay, here we go,
Carry on.
chat. Here we go.
Carry on.
So Brooke, you and I won't answer. None of us will answer.
Right.
So we'll wait for the first
Chat
person to
question
get it in
only.
chat. Here we go. On most D&D dungeon maps, which letter of the alphabet is used to represent a secret door? Who gets it first? Who's gonna get it first? It'd be best if it wasn't somebody who plays Red Dirt D&D with us.
Yeah, Connor, don't answer this.
Or Ash.
Is it going to be dollar signs? Is
It's
that what
See,
gonna be?
Connor answered it because of the delay. Because of the delay. I want to give it to Andrew.
Give it to Andrew.
I want to give it to Andrew. There's a
Give it to
delay. So.
Give it to Andrew. Yes, it is.
Andrew gets it.
As I was reading it, I was like, that's so obvious. I mean,
In Hal's games, they are peas. I know.
That's a one-way secret door. It
right.
closes on you and you can't go back.
Right. It's a rotating door, but it like stops.
It's a mimic sticking its tongue out at you.
It turns halfway, and then you have to open it.
Okay, here we go. Wait.
Characters. That's a door.
The category is characters.
Tan is half elven.
What
Never
is
remember.
the noble title and personal name of the vampire surnamed Von Zarevich, whose stronghold is Castle Ravenloft?
Malcolm. While we wait for the buffer to catch up, have you seen this trailer, this posters for this movie where Nick Cage plays Dracula?
Yeah.
It's called
Renfield.
Renfield. Yeah. Lord is not the first name of that person, Connor.
What is the noble title and personal name?
Hal's half right. Andrew's half right. Connor's half right. Ash is chastising all of them. As they should.
Yes.
Ash, will you do me a favor and just walk down the hall and smack Connor? Because he should know better.
There you go.
Cow.
Yeah, Count Strahd.
AKA my sugar
Count
daddy.
Strahd. I have him
Count
up here.
Strahd.
He's up here on my. I got a bobblehead of him, or what do you call it? The those head things.
A pop thing.
Pop thing.
I have to put Andrew Sheffy in my section of.
Yes. Okay.
It's gonna be fun.
Our final one.
Baron von Strahd.
I already know
Count
him.
Baron.
Cosmology.
Ooh.
The topic is cosmology. What is the name of the dragon queen, the chief deity of evil dragon kind?
Agnostica.
What's the name of her city?
No, I'm sorry. Okay. What is the name of the dragon queen, the chief deity of evil dragon kind?
Agnostica.
Maleficent. I've seen the movie.
It's right. She turns into a dragon. And of course, I think she's actually got two names, because it depends on whether you're in Kryn or whatever. Yeah, Tiamat, or if you're in Kryn.
How do you guys say it? Do you say?
Isn't it Tehesis? I don't know. Is it supposed to be pronounced something?
Tehesis. Because my audio book said Tehesis, so I just started going with Tehesis.
Is it Tehesis? Was there another way to pronounce it? How do you pronounce it?
Yeah, I always had I think the K in there, the Tehesis. Is that right? Anyway, without it in front of me, I don't see it. But Tehesis is what the audiobook says. So
yeah. It actually had Tehesis. Oh, okay, yes, there is a K there. I never realized it.
There you go, Selby.
There's probably like but yes, Tiamat on the world of Kryn, she is commonly known as Tehesis. And
Curtis, the pasty ghoul, knew that it was Tehesis. He said it was a ghoul earlier, but he's kind of pale.
That's right.
So there you go.
Right.
I think we should make this a regular plausible deniability thing. because it's fun
I love it.
and it takes our minds off of other little things that are going on in the world because I don't want to think about
Well,
them.
it didn't until you said that.
I know.
So I didn't say
I know.
anything. I didn't say anything.
He was talking about the Ukrainian soldiers coming to Fort Sill to train for the Patriot thing, but that's work
You know
for
what
him.
blows my
So
mind
we're
about
not gonna
that?
talk-
You know what blows my mind about that is that now the world knows. Don't tell the enemy where your soldiers are going to go congregate into a large group. We found that out on New Year's Eve when they used their cell phones and the towers lit up.
No, I don't know because it's not that abnormal for them to us to announce that foreign soldiers are coming to. What's really funny is we've got a Tulsa state senator who is trying to put together a resolution banning that. He doesn't want foreign soldiers on Oklahoma land. And needless to say, everyone in state Senate leadership now had to put out a press release saying, yeah, he does not represent the rest of us.
Michael,
wow.
no shop talk.
I know. See, you understand. This is what I get every day. I get the politics stuff, and
Brook started it.
Get it out. Get it out. So
It was me.
hey, there's going to be a D&D television show.
Woo!
Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has said that they are doing an 8-episode series, and they're picking it up. They haven't even really done anything with it yet, so it would probably not be until maybe sometime next year.
Yeah.
Depending on how long. But I'm hoping it's set in Forgotten Realms. I think that's the fact that the movie is set in that. I think it's a good idea to let's stay with something for right now. Let's stay with something familiar. So
yeah,
is it just that edge of the Forgotten Realms, like it always is?
It'll probably be Sword Coast. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it is. It's always right there.
Mm-hmm. It's always along the Sword Coast. Now the Sword Coast is actually really long. You've got the frozen wastelands of Icewind Dale and the Spine of the World, all the way down to your more Persian settlement type. And I cannot remember the name of this. There's the town there. This major town that, if anyone can remember that name, it starts with a T. And then of course you got.
But you're missing out on all the Dales and the Dale lands and Myth Draenor and
of course,
we need a good Myth Draenor.
That's what they should do, is because the movie is set. They should do what they do with the AL game, the Adventurers Leagues games, because almost all of the hardbound books are in the Sword Coast, and the Adventure Leagues games are in the Moonsea region. So they should put the series in the Moonsea region and have the movies in the Sword Coast region, and that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
And I would love to see one of the very first books of Forgotten Realms actually took place on some islands that were off the coast. And I'm trying to remember the name of the islands.
The Shay, the Moor Shay, or no? The Moon Shay.
I can see it there on the map.
Yeah.
And I can see it.
Douglas.
Moonshay Islands.
The Moonshay Islands, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
So
God, pull that out of my grognard brain.
That would be a great.
I'm drinking sweet tea tonight.
Would you want to see an adaptation of one of the books from Forgotten Realms, or one of the other books, Dragonlance, or anything like that?
Or really great the stories, like the Pools of Radiance, or
the
Azure Bond,
Pools of Radiance, Azure Bond. Both of those would be great stories.
Yeah.
So I mean, we
need to bring back Elminster.
Oh, I would love to see a version of Elminster.
He can be played by Gandalf.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be typecast as the wizard every time.
He can be played by Dumbledore.
No, Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson would make it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh,
You know who doesn't have a current series and I think might be a really good, and that would be Peter Capaldi.
Oh yes,
he would make a great Elminster.
I want to see him as like the evil cleric that they've got to defeat. I think he would...
Jeffrey Irons in the D&D movie.
Yeah, well. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the D&D movie, so I don't know.
Eyebrows. Those villain eyebrows.
Yeah, he's got the eyebrows. Who else? So we were talking about who would you like to see cast? Let's give one person. Let's just kind of go around. Each give us one person that you would like to see, and we'll go through. Who would you like to see? Brooke, we'll start with you. Who would you like to see cast in the D&D television series?
And again, I didn't mean to suddenly have a Doctor Who theme, but my brain instantly thought of Karen Gillan. I'd love to see her, Amy Pond, whichever robot girl she was in Avengers. Golly, what is wrong with my brain?
Nebula.
I need some of Johnny's sweet tea.
Nebula.
Yes, Nebula. Like, I think she could pull off anything. She could pull off a rogue. She could pull off a fighter. She could pull off, a wizard, a magician, a druid. I think she would just be great.
There you go. Johnny, who do you got?
Man, I don't know, because I can think of some people from that period that would, but not. I can't like not. They're trying to match them up the class is where I'm hitting.
But that's where I went. That's what I didn't actually think of anyone actually famous. I thought put more
I think a great barbarian would be the guy in Willow, the big tall guy in the
fabulous.
Willow series.
Oh, he's so incredible.
He's good stuff. I think he'd make a good barbarian.
Yeah, he'd make a fantastic barbarian. I actually thought for barbarian Vin Diesel. And here's why. The dude is a D&D fan. He's got the name of his character tattooed on him. He's a D&D fan. It would be nice for someone to go, "Hey, as a D&D fan, why don't you come be in our D&D show?"
Yeah.
So we get him and Joe Manganiello.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And Matthew Lillard.
Yes.
Because he does all the Beetle and Grimm stuff.
Yep. Have Matthew Lillard be the crazy bard. Matthew Lillard is the crazy bard. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah.
Brooke, who else you got, Brooke?
I would. I was distracted by Ruffles and Falcor in the chat when he said Howard Wolowitz from Big Bang. I'm like, who would that be?
Anybody he wants to be.
I'm really intrigued by that. So, but I think.
So his mom in that show could play. I could see her being like a queen.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, Wolowitz. No, the mom. Who had the mom that was the shrink in The Big Bang Theory?
That was
Leonard.
Leonard's mom. Leonard's mom. I can see her like sitting on a throne and looking down her nose at. Oh yeah.
Yep. So this.
How?
Well, I'll save that. Sorry. I'll save that for a moment later. But if we go for someone younger, Molly Quinn, who I know as she played like the daughter on Castle.
Okay. I never saw Castle.
She would be young.
What has she done lately? She's so good.
Yeah, she's really good. She was in something else too that's escaping my brain at the moment. But she kind of sort of has vibes of the lady that played Sansa on Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
it's like she and Karen Gillan had a child.
Yeah, it would be Molly Quinn.
It would be Molly Quinn. Yeah,
that's very cool.
Yeah.
You know what, you say that? I want the whole cast of Firefly to do a D&D movie.
That would be great.
Oh, Firefly was a D&D series.
Yes.
It just was, in space.
It was D&D, but it was like a Western.
It was Spelljammer Western. Yeah. Okay, so staying with someone young, actually, I thought of Jenna Ortega, who played Wednesday. I thought if she'd play this little sorceress, I thought would be just absolutely phenomenal.
A rogue. No. Banded armor rogue.
My rogue is Margot Robbie.
No. Hard pass. I can see Margot Robbie as a sorcerer who is touched by the dragon blood magic. Oh, now I'm just typecasting her as. Oh, jeez. That's terrible.
Yeah. See, I think
she can pull off that look though so well.
Yeah, I just think the don't give a crap rogue. I think that Margot Robbie would be really good at that one. So, anyone else?
Yeah.
Who else we got?
Elba. What? He would be the queen sitting on the throne next to Howard's. What's his face's mom? Yeah.
Idris Elba could play anything he wanted.
He's amazing.
He could pull off anything.
I know who Idris Elba is. Are you ready for this? Idris Elba sits on the throne, okay? And he is the one who hires the adventurers or, propositions that, commits them to this because the neighboring kingdom is constantly attacking him. And they're also stealing artifacts from his kingdom. Keep up with me here. To bring about an evil mechanism buried deep below their castle and their kingdom, okay? So they fight their way through, and every once in a while they get a report from Idris Elba King, or they want to check in, and he shows up in the battlefield, and when they finally make their way to the castle, they march right into the throne room, and the evil king is Idris Elba's identical twin. But then we find out it's not. There's a mirror that when he steps into it, it transports him back to his kingdom, and it's just been Idris Elba the whole time.
No, it's got to be a doppelganger. If we make a D&D, it's got to be a doppelganger.
No, it's just him the whole time. He's good and bad. What a twist! What a twist, right?
What a twist!
M. Night Shyamalan will do it. A D&D movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
Brooke, did you have someone else?
No. Well, okay. The one that's in my brain, the one that's in my brain is actually a Dragonlance casting. And follow me, because at first, but then it'll make sense. For Sturm,
okay,
it should be Sean Bean, because he's gonna die and not make it through the series.
Anytime you got a character who dies, it's got to be played by Sean Bean.
It's got to be played by Sean Bean.
I think it's in his contract that he dies at some point during the show. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Bad brain.
Yes.
Bad brain. Bad.
That was the biggest shock ever when I read those books. That I did not realize that he died halfway through the books. I just 100%. Figured that shocked me completely.
In pre-show chat, or maybe as the tech difficulty thing was going on, Johnny, he name dropped. Let's just face it, he knows he is the Johnny Payne. He name dropped Troy the Valley in his tweets, but about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that in a conversation, the death of Sturm, and how that was the first time I was reading a book when the hero died early, like the hero died, and it's not supposed to happen. Margaret Weiss liked my tweet. Thank you very much.
Oh, ooh.
Wow.
I fanboyed so much. I printed it off. I framed it. Not really, but anyway, I was like, Margaret Weiss liked my tweet. So.
Wow. Well, there you go. I got one more casting I want to throw out. I'm just going to say the actor, and then you guys cast him.
Okay.
John Noble.
Oh my gosh. Now, see, because he's already played the crazy. He wasn't king necessarily, but the crazy ruler.
Right.
So.
Well, we have to do this. Whose father does he play? Because he plays a terrible father in everything he's in.
Yeah. Did you ever see Fringe?
Yeah, he played a terrible father, Walternate.
But he
was a good father.
But he was kind of this almost autistic type of, I think maybe a really quirky artificer.
Oh yeah,
would be really neat to see him do that. He's always messing around, alchemist, trying to mess with things, and that would be really cool. So that'd be interesting. Who's your main bad guy? Who's gonna play the main bad guy? I mean, obviously we mentioned Idris Elba, but yes, he could play.
But he plays a good guy and a bad guy at the same time.
Yeah. He could play either.
This is true.
But
this is true.
Someone very unlikely. Someone we've never seen play a bad guy before. I'd say David Tennant, but we saw it once.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't like it when David Tennant plays a bad guy. He's so good at it, and I'm like, no, the doctor should not be this bad. That was so. Jessica Jones just disturbed me so much because I'm like, no, not the doctor. He's a horrible, horrible person. Let's see. Someone you would not expect. Well, Hugh Grant, guys. I really think he's going to be the bad guy in the movie. I still think he's playing Lord Neverember. They still have not said his name, and I bet he's playing Lord
My
Neverember.
money's on that. I bet you anything he does.
I know he is,
Yeah.
and which he's basically, and look, because that's Neverember. He seems like a open Lord of Waterdeep. He's a great guy, and then turns out to be a horrible person. So,
yep.
Clark Gregg. Clark Gregg from
Greg Clark. Yeah.
Greg. Yeah. No, it's Clark Gregg.
Yeah. Sure.
But okay, that name's not ringing
Agent Coulson.
Agent Coulson.
Oh.
From.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
would be really good. So, Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo, is a bad guy though. But he's fantastic. He is really, really great. He would make a great first lieutenant henchman type of of the bad guys. The one guy you got to get through before you can get to the big bad.
Like he's the leader of the squad.
Danny DeVito.
Danny, we've seen him as the bad guy.
He was the Penguin.
He was the Penguin.
Yep, he was the Penguin. God, I can't get since you said it, I can't get Van Diesel out of my head as a bad guy.
Vin Diesel would be an interesting bad guy.
He would do a big. You know who? I don't think we've seen them as a bad guy yet. Evangeline Lilly would be.
Oh, that would be an interesting
really
twist.
Yeah,
as this evil sorceress.
Yep.
That would be really good.
Yep.
That I would like to see. And, somebody mentioned earlier, Stephen Colbert should be in this. Yes, another.
He's gonna be a vendor or something somewhere.
He's a huge D&D fan.
I look at it like this: if you're the kind of person who's making a D&D movie, you've got to be paying a little bit of attention to something enough to know that Stephen Colbert needs to be in your movie.
Yeah. Well,
he's gonna have this. Could you imagine when the movie comes out and he has Chris Pine on as a guest and he wasn't in the movie? It's going to be a terrible interview. You've got to put him in the movie.
Well, and then,
just for that.
Even Peter Jackson gave him, the spy at Waterdeep.
Peter Jackson was,
yes.
So,
yeah. So
Lake Town.
Very, very exciting. There are a lot of actually great movies coming out very soon. We've got starting out with the Ant-Man. Speaking of Evangeline Lilly, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania is coming out next month.
Oh wow!
The trailer looks really good.
It looks really good. And I've not hated the Ant-Man and Wasp movies. I've kind of been entertained by them because
they've been better than I ever thought they were going to be. They really have.
Well, one of them was absolutely necessary if you think about it. Getting him stuck at the end so he could pop out.
100%.
Yeah.
That's one of the post-credit scenes that I have really enjoyed. That made me go,
"Oh, I know,
I know."
Yeah.
And so I think Quantumania is going to be really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the Marvels, I believe it is, where we get Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel teaming up together.
Yes.
So I think that's going to be really good.
Who's playing Miss Marvel in that?
Miss Marvel. It's the girl who played her in the TV show.
Is it really? Okay, I didn't catch that.
Well, there was an end credit scene to the Miss, and I hope I'm not spoiling for anybody, but the end credit scene of Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, shows up. And,
I watched one episode. I haven't watched it, but I'm behind on some stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be her.
It grows. That series is really good.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. And that's cool. I like that they're doing that. Yeah.
Then it's always been how. There's one of the things I loved about Marvel was the fact that it was always connected. Their television shows.
We've only seen them go from movie to TV show with the same actor. We haven't seen them do the opposite direction.
True.
That's true.
Really, you mentioned Agent Coulson earlier. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a great show.
Yes.
And they do connect the movies. He stays in the movies. Agent Coulson stays dead, or kind of a mystery, or know. But and then the next movie comes out, and the helicarrier crash lands, and aliens invade New York, and Tony Stark goes through a hole. And then the next season starts, and it's like, hey, we have all this alien tech from this fight in New York, and some stuff we retrieved at the helicarrier crash, and you're like, oh wow, they're actually pulling it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the first season of Agents of was amazing because it was so slow, and you didn't know where they were going with it until Civil War came out. Not Civil War.
Yeah.
It was Civil War. When Civil War came out. No,
it was the second Avengers.
No, that
movie.
was the Age of Ultron. It was Civil War. It must have, or was it Captain America's Winter Soldier?
It was the alien attack. It was one of the aliens came and attacked.
No,
So
it was the one where Hydra took over. That was Captain America 2.
Yeah.
Captain America
Sure.
2.
Yeah, Winter
That
Soldier,
was, yeah,
right?
that was Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and so once that happened, then everything really went crazy. Was it Civil War? Maybe it was Civil War. Gosh, it was so long ago. It's just so hard to keep track of what now, 14, 15 years of Marvel Cinematic Universe.
32 movies.
Yeah.
Isn't it just a beautiful time to be a nerd?
Yeah.
Gosh,
And
it's
Loki,
so
Loki
great.
2 is going to be
finish
coming out this
Agents
year. Loki 2 will be coming out. Loki, the second season for Loki will be
Yeah.
coming out. I'm really excited about that. I think it's gonna be fantastic.
Yep.
Lots of good
Hey.
series that are going to be coming out too.
Because I like to avoid spoilers, I haven't gone hunting, but since I'm just here amongst friends, I do have a nerd question that I don't know the answer to off the top of my head, and that is that Kang at the end of okay, very good.
Oh,
very
in
good.
Quantumania, yeah, because that was Kang at the end of Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I knew that.
Yeah,
But I was
and-
pretty sure that it was.
And
Kang at
apparently,
the end,
whatever
but I would
happened to him
just
at the
didn't
end of
know.
Loki, whenever female Loki did whatever it was she did, shot him down into the quantum realm. And
Yeah.
of course, the last thing you want is Kang out and about doing his thing that is, usually very destructive. So,
Yeah.
Kang the Conqueror is, and very, very, very interesting. I think they're going to be
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah, he was seriously weakened in Loki
Yeah. Well, but they had
because
to.
he was discombobulated.
Yeah, they had to.
Of course, yeah.
Because of course they've also done Captain Marvel was kind of pulled back in her powers because she kind of had to be, because otherwise
Yeah, Captain Marvel's interesting. It's like I don't know, it's so weird. It's like she had the power to fly through the hull of a ship 2 or 3 times. Is a Titan skin stronger than the hull of a spacecraft? She should have just took right off and flew right through Thanos. Go for the head. I don't know. It's a Disney film. You can't do that. It's gross. She had blood and guts all over her. But there are just moments though where like she just shined, and you're like, well, this is all over. And then
the
she
problem is,
shows. I'm like,
you bring her in and it's like every problem is solved. It's like sometimes
Yeah.
that's the problem with Superman. It's why in the
Yeah.
Super Friends you didn't send Superman to take care of these little piddly problems. You took, sent Aquaman and the Wonder Twins. It was, because if you sent Superman, problem solved, guys.
yeah. We take Superman out of the equation by weakening him or making him evil.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, we did see Super Pets the other day. Have you seen this?
Oh,
It is
I have not seen it.
adorable. It is Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. But the star of the show is this little guinea pig who is the evil genius, the one who was tested on by Lex Luthor and then decides to take over the world, and in a very Pinky in the Brain type of, but she is fantastic. The woman who does the voice for her is incredible. That she made the show. So
That's
Super Pets
awesome.
was fun. It was enjoyable. It's not, life altering, but it's a cute animated DC movie. Especially when DC puts all these series stuff together. Speaking of DC and Superman, what about Henry Cavill?
I just can't, shoot themselves in the foot.
I know.
I mean, Warner Brothers, come on,
I
for
know.
the love
Yeah.
of Pete.
And
I'm very
poor
excited
Cavill
about
too,
him.
because he quit Witcher to focus more on Superman, and then they
Yep.
immediately fired him. And now
But then Amazon swooped in with 40K.
yeah, and he's
Warhammer.
going to do
And
Warhammer.
he is a huge. Now, here's the deal, though. From what I hear, though, is he's already gone to them and he said, "Hey, I left Witcher for this reason. If you do the same thing, I will leave you." And apparently now, Amazon isn't too excited about having him is an article that I read. Because they're like, well, we want to do this show our way. And he's like, well, I left The Witcher because they broke off the lore and they started scrambling all the books and they weren't doing it justice. And that's the reason I signed on to do The Witcher, was because they said they were going to do that. So I want to come do 40K, but if,
I have to say, if I was a producer and someone said, the actor came to me and said, don't deviate from the lore at all, I'd be like, you know what? We don't need you.
Right.
We can get,
But the selling point though is he is such a big presence in the community, especially in the UK, that that's an instant audience built in right there.
Yeah. But and I would certainly like to see him. I just don't. An actor shouldn't be able to demand that kind of.
Oh, if I saw one green M&M in that bowl, Michael, I was gone.
No, but that's not. I'm not. That's not the production. That's.
I know what you're talking about. I know
that is different. That is totally. And I mean it just.
Well, at least you wait till you sign the contract and then make the threat. Don't make the threat as you're going into signing the contract.
But I guess Liam Hemsworth is taking over for Henry Cavill.
I'm looking forward to that. That's interesting.
He's good. He's actually just as good as his brother. Unfortunately, has never really gotten a chance to shine. I think the Hunger Games was pretty much the biggest thing that he's done. A few other things, but nothing as big as so. I think he'll make a great Witcher, and I think the show is going to still do just fine. So
now, have you watched the Witcher Blood Hunt?
Yeah, Blood Origin.
Blood Origin. I haven't watched it. I didn't even know about it. I didn't know it existed until I was listening to a podcast one day, and halfway through they started talking about how awful it was, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So I went and looked, and because I knew there was an animated coming out or had already come out, and then I saw this, and I was like, yeah, it's I don't know how it could be awful. It's completely like their own made up stuff from 1,000 years before.
It's 10,000 years before the Witcher.
Yeah, and I'm like, but I'm gonna watch it because I like
it's actually good. Michelle Yeoh is in it, and she is fantastic.
Oh, really? I'm definitely watching it.
And it's great because everyone's elves. This is before man and monsters showed up, so it's all elves, and it's so much fun to watch elves being more human. In essence, not the Lord of the Rings, all high and mighty elves. You've got elves that are your urchins, and you've got elves. Of course, you've got your kings, your royalty, but you've also got your fighters and your, very D&D-esque elves. It's a very entertaining show, and it's only 4 episodes, so it's not like you're investing, weeks of your time to watch this thing. My wife and I watched it in one afternoon. I mean, it was pretty good. So I enjoyed it. But I've not read any of the books, so I'm not like a huge Witcher lore person. So
if the
TV show made me want to read the books. In fact, I have
doesn't ruin it for you. Oh, go. Yeah.
Sorry, No, this is the TV show made me want to read the books. So that's a bonus. I gotta jump back in time. Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
D&D. Go.
There you go. See, and now I'm almost ruined because of Blood Origin. She just made such an amazing fighter.
I'm ruined because of Star Trek Discovery. I want to see her as the bad guy again because gosh, she was terrible.
That threw me off so much because she was started out as such the great captain. And then they immediately, boom, 100%. She was gone. And I was like, 100%.
Apparently, there's been news this past week of the Section 31 series.
31. They are still
working. They're talking about bringing back. I don't know if either of you watch this. They're talking about bringing back Alexander Siddig, Dr. Julian Bashir from Space Nine, because he was recruited by Sloan to join Section 31, and he actually did go on a couple of missions for them, and then he refused them, but. According to legend, you don't refuse Section 31. Yeah. You're in it even if you don't know it.
Yeah. So
even
hopefully they bring him back for
some type of so even if we go with it's not original Bashir, it's like they've grabbed him and cloned him or whatever, like Section 31 might do.
I think
my favorite Bashir moment. Go ahead.
I think he joins up. Yeah. I feel like he does.
I do have to say Picard 3.
Oh yeah.
Really looking forward to that. That's going to be so amazing. Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Brooke, you said you know hit the nail on the head. It's a great time to be a geek right now.
It is.
Just all the great
Okay.
media that's coming out. By the way, I don't know if you guys have heard, but I had mentioned it many times on A&M Talk D&D that the original D&D animated show is getting its own comic book that's going to be coming out
Yeah.
a little bit later this year. I think it's going to be in
Yep.
April or May. So if you're fans of the original cartoon, by the way, also sad news, of course, Adam Rich, who
Yes.
voiced Presto, who you also might remember from the little kid from Eight is Enough.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
passed away this past week, which is very sad
Like at
news.
47 or
52
49
or 51 or something like that.
52.
Early 50s.
52, 51.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, when someone is out there that's that young, that's way too young to be dying, and so it's really sad news
Yeah.
there. But yeah, if you're a big fan of the original cartoon, they are getting a comic book series, which will be really neat. That'll be kind of fun. So it's a lot of fun right now. What's going on?
Any word on that? Is it going to be like a 6 arc or a 12 arc?
Four,
or
from what I understand. It's a mini
Okay.
4 series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uni.
Who's going to be Curtis Selby, Yoko Ono.
You know, if Yoko Ono married Sonny Bono, should be Yoko Ono Bono.
Well, it'd be really hard to do that too
You know,
because Sonny Bono's
Just when I
dead.
thought it couldn't get worse.
Just when you thought.
Plausible deniability. Did somebody say
Hey, when is it
plausible
gonna be available in the
deniability?
merch store?
We got to put those out. I think that's
What kind of sneaky comedy production is this?
Hey,
If you have no idea what that last couple of banner was about, you should be a Patreon member for only $5, and then you can get into the Discord server and you know all this stuff. Plus, all the OGL stuff that you came for, it'd take you like 4 days to read through everything that happened today.
there are discussions of the OGL on A&M Talk D&D. There's also OGL Talk on our Discord server. Just all you gotta do is become a patron for just $5 a month, and you can get onto our Discord and talk all you want about the OGL. We just didn't want to talk about it, just because I don't wanna. I don't know.
It's perfectly okay. It's perfectly okay.
I want to be here with my grognard friends in the grognard.
Woo!
Of course, that's a typical thing that with what we would be talking about, but
Yep.
we're not. We want to
But
have
we're not.
fun. We want to talk about the good things in life because there are so many great good things going on in life right now, and we don't want to bring everyone down.
Then why do you keep coming back to it? I want to answer Hal's question.
What is that?
Who are the two big bad guys in the D&D cartoon? It was Venger and the Dungeon Master. Prove me wrong.
Dungeon Master was a jerk because he could have sent them back at any time.
Yeah.
And
they were just playthings to him.
Yeah.
As most of you are to Dungeon Masters.
That's not true anymore. That's not how it works anymore.
So just wait 2 months, Michael.
You better not be that kind of dungeon master. I tell you, remember who's editing the show. Okay.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
I will
Right.
make you sound like a unicorn farting rainbows. Okay.
What I would love is if this is what I pictured was something horrible happens, via the DM's dice from Johnny Payne, and then we just hear about 3 minutes of Michael's voice going, and then Zianzi comes over and puts a healing potion, and he is fine.
No, it's suddenly the DM dies, like Monty Python.
No, it's just intermission music. It's just intermission music,
Right.
and then we come back and it's very very Monty Python.
It still cracks me up whenever you put in the long rest music and it's like the lullaby and goodnight.
Yep. I was pretty.
That was
and
awesome.
there's some other fun little sound effects. I'm allowed to have a little bit more fun with the sound effects in this one than I did in the original, because the original not supposed to be quite as funny. It is supposed to be more of a. It's funny, but it's more of a serious, story, and we're gonna get back to that in campaign 3. But for right now, we're having fun. It is a palate cleanser, so
It is. It's been a lot of fun.
So it is coming up on 8 o'clock. Do we have any last words? Any other things we want to say to any of our friends in the chat?
I thought of a new villain.
Go for it.
Daisy Ridley.
Ooh, she's got the great accent too.
I mean, she'd make a good villain. After all, she was a Palpatine.
She was a Palpatine. Don't do that.
Ding, ding.
Don't go there. Damn you, J.J. Abrams.
You're welcome, chat.
Yes. So it is 8 o'clock, and we've had a great time. That just went by way too fast.
It did.
We'll do this again in a couple of weeks. Red Dirt D&D new episode has already dropped. Episode 9 dropped yesterday. We hope you have listened to it. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to check out Secrets of Monster Island right here on this YouTube channel every Monday. We are really excited. It's going through really good things, and we might be coming to an end of this campaign in the next few months. So, I mean, we're talking maybe 5-6 months still, but we might be coming to the end of it. Plus, there might be something new coming out on another channel that Red Dirt D&D has. So look for that. That could be very exciting. So lots of things coming out for Red Dirt D&D.
Will that channel give me spasms?
Yes, that would give you a little spasms.
Cool.
Twitch. I mean, it's the name of Johnny's character in campaign 2.
That's right.
So look for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to A&M if you want to see more stuff about the other conversations about what's going on in Dungeons and Dragons. In the meantime, thanks for joining us for Plausible Deniability. I'm Michael Cross.
I'm
Johnny
Brook
Payne.
Bullock.
Johnny Payne.